1, 2, 3. Hit this note for me.
Not that y'all care. Episode 5.
Episode 5. Hello.
Thanks for being here.
How are y'all?
Notice something different.
Ooh. Hands free, hands free.
We got mic stands. I think it's going to be a game changer.
I think it's going to be a game changer, and I actually do feel like I'm on one of them network television shows.
I do too. I'm hoping it's close enough and, I don't move. And
you can always adjust if needed, and I think that's what we can learn about life is that you can adjust.
That's true.
The stand, you don't even have to adjust your body.
I know. I was just like trying to get situated with where it was at.
Okay.
Where we're at is what we do.
Where we're at is what we do, and I will take what I can get.
I agree. Is
Oh,
that your phrase?
that might have been.
Okay.
That might have been.
That's
I
your
think
word
that
of
was.
the week.
That was. Well, I didn't want to spoil it. We'll get into it. I mean, we'll
Of
get
course.
into it in a
We
little
always
bit.
do, don't we?
I think so.
Well, welcome in. I can't believe it's episode 5.
I can't either. Put your 5s up in the comments if you are there. Put your
Paws
paws
up.
up in the comments.
Episode 5. Wow. Just wow. Who would have thought we would have made it this far?
Very, very, very shocked.
Exciting.
Yeah. I mean, and it's coming together. We didn't have time to get everything
We
printed.
made no progress with the background, but we got the stands, though. So
We
every
did.
week it's a little slowly but surely.
Every week we're kind of inching on and moving on up and forward and through. And I hope that y'all were able to respect that and grow
And
with
understand. Yeah, we're doing our best, but we are so busy and we are so drained every single week.
us. It was my personal goal this week to not talk about how drained I was because I do feel like, I mean, I've probably come on the past, 5 episodes.
5 for 5.
5 for 5 that I'm, drained. I'm okay.
Yeah.
We have these long days of work, and we never get to play.
This is what I was thinking about today. If we could do this like late morning or right after lunch, I think we'd be more like, but we're working all day. So we're always kind of doing it in the evenings, but that's just kind of how that cookie crumbles and what we are working with right now.
I don't know what else we can do.
Yeah, we can't complain. Please don't complain. We're doing our best. And I think we do bring some energy for that evening film time.
We're not like other podcasters, like we, it is a job, doing podcasting and everything.
Sure.
However, we have that 9 to 5 as well.
We do.
And so, when we like to work, we like to play hard, and then we're going to go keep on working for y'all because we love y'all. And,
exactly.
we love talking. Can't ever shut the up.
Very true.
Phones?
Well, we can have phones out today because this is the
Q&A
episode.
It is.
What were you going to say? Q&A.
Q&A session episode.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to it. The questions were rolling
like
through.
hot lava. I mean, it was like boom, boom, boom.
Like a molten lava cake.
Yeah, we had it in the what do you call it? Comments, and then you posted it on the story too.
I didn't even tell you I was doing the story.
No, so then I was just seeing.
Imagine my shock.
Questions there. So we have a lot to filter through today. So I think we could give a little weekend recap, and then I think let's get right into word of the week, and then let's get right into it.
Yeah. Had a great day. We had a day on Friday, huh?
Saturday or Friday?
Friday. Well, Friday we were hanging out a little bit, had a little game night, made pizzas, and then I didn't really catch up with you on like what you did after I left on Friday night. I had gone to the Sunset Tower over in West Hollywood. One of my favorite spots. If you are going, to be in West Hollywood at any point in your life, I would go to Sunset Tower, believe it or not, and I would have a Cosmo. I would not order any food because everything there is about 400,000.
I was gonna say it's a good place to go if you want to open that pocketbook real deep.
If someone else is opening their pocketbook, this was not one of those times for me where someone else was opening their pocketbook. Unfortunately, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
So
you splurged.
I splurged and I treated myself because, we have a successful podcast.
You had to celebrate. I opted out of I didn't go. We just played. We did a game night. We did make pizzas. I vlogged a little bit over there. So maybe see that in the vlog this week.
I was there for like the first little bit. And then
the funny thing is Tristan said he didn't want to go out Friday. So we were like, let's do a game night at home.
Mm-hmm.
Went out.
And then I got that jitterbug in me.
How late were you up?
I got home early at like 12:30. I was up pretty late, but I just never know when call quits. And I was actually watching a Charlie XCX interview today, and she had mentioned something about how when she saw Challengers, she wanted to go out, and then it was like Tuesday, she went out until 5 a.m. And when something just lights up in you, it lights up in you. And I I love laughing with my friends. I love, dancing to music, etc. with my friends too. And
I love that.
I do too. So I had fun. And then, we were able to celebrate the birth of Cat W's boyfriend,
Miles Murray.
Happy birthday, Miles.
Happy belated.
We
celebrated him all the day Saturday.
He did not care to have us there.
No, he did not want us to come in the first place. We stayed all day. We went on Cat's
longer than
catio.
him?
Yeah, we stayed out longer than he did.
A lot of y'all did recognize the catio, which I really loved.
For some reason, a couple people were congregating out there, and then slowly but surely everyone went out to catio.
About 20 plus in the catio. Yeah. It seemed like.
Body to body in the catio.
We were doing body and catio.
It was fun though. I mean, the cats loved it too.
It is what it is.
I totally agree. It is what it is. And we enjoyed ourselves. So happy birthday, Miles. That kind of sums it up. I mean, we just kind of rested yesterday.
Yeah, it was a rest, and we did like Chinese food, etc. I mean, I had some orange chicken, and I had a great time. I really like resting and laying with my friends. Mm-hmm. I like when we turn on a movie and we don't actually watch it because we just all want to talk.
Yep.
So we were talking about, Brooke was like, "Oh, you'd love this movie," and I was like, "Oh, I'll just watch it when I get home." I mean, it was on the TV, but I wasn't able.
No one was paying a lick of attention.
Because there was some shit to be talked.
We had some things to discuss after this weekend.
Of things to say. Let me tell you that.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like we should, randomly, Miles's friends, I think, were a little bit overwhelmed by all the terminology and everything, because it was kind of like, I think we might have outnumbered them a little bit.
Yeah, Miles had some friends coming in from out of town, so we don't typically get the audience of like straight males.
We do not get a brand new straight male audience often, but when we do,
7 to 8 of them, so we were like, their heads were spinning with the stuff we were saying, like.
I mean, at one point, and I know Peyton's not going to listen to this, but at one point I just saw him look over to his other young male friend and said, "What the fuck is going on?"
We were just like, he said we were like minions. I'm like, that's okay. Now that is rude. We were just like, obviously just going like repeating like the random stuff we say.
Yeah. And I mean,
which is fine to do.
We were helping them get acclimated to that terminology. We honestly should have brought the dictionary for them.
We should have made hard copies for all of them. Didn't even think about it.
You live and you learn.
I totally agree.
I didn't know the audience we were going to get. I did not know that. And I didn't know we were going to be in the catio. And I didn't know it was going to be a complete and utter shit show joke.
I agree. But with that being said, let's talk about our word of the week.
Happy birthday, Miles. Do you want to begin?
Sure. My word of the week is a little bit of a phrase. And I already told you what it was going to be. Because this is an example of something we were saying like nonstop on Saturday to each other and then to these boys. So y'all know the phrase. This is on like a trend, probably on like TikTok, maybe.
Probably on like an app, like
probably
TikTok
like
or some
like
shit.
Different like like iOS or even like Android applications
Channel
such as TikTok
platforms and stuff like that.
Profile platforms too. Also,
any profiles that you might have online.
Definitely,
and stuff like
you
that.
might have come across this trend
social media,
definitely
internet and stuff.
Totally agree. So it is going to be typically people post like a picture of like martinis and like appetizers, and they'll say like this and yap. So it's like drinks with the girls and yap, like talking chit-chatting, I guess. This and
Channing.
yap.
I know you don't talk shit.
That's what it means, though. It's just like dinner with the girls and yap. Like that's like the typical definition for it. Do you not agree?
No, I completely friggin' agree.
Okay, so a lot of people, it's like kind of like a cheesy trend, like this and yap. So we started saying like anything like super. I'm trying to think of a good example to say on here, like cooter juice shots and yap, like we didn't say that, but like just something like
this
absurd.
And completely, utterly friggin' yap.
Yeah.
You just kind of can also continuously add on words to that to kind of get that point across and out and through.
So we were just like this and yap, 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 this is like
a White Claw with my straight boys and yap.
Yes, like
a Michelob Ultra and yap maybe. Doesn't even have to be a drink. It does not have to be a drink. You do not have to drink to participate in this trend.
A guy in glasses and a girl in dress and yap.
I agree.
Running out of the bathroom and yap.
I agree. Laying down in the bathtub because you're exhausted and yap.
Getting kicked out of the bar and yap.
I agree.
Getting the bathroom door stall kicked in and yap.
And yap. So we're not going to go into any details on
getting escorted out and yap.
This and the guy in the glasses needs to leave and yap. And so yeah, I think
this and 2 interactions with 2 different security guards and yap.
We are a problem.
Tristan got separately in trouble with 2 separate security guards, and I'll leave it
Which is like not the first time that this has happened, but This is the first time I think it's happened where we're together, but we weren't together when we got in trouble, which was funny. It's happened before where we've actually gotten overserved at different bars. And we
two different sides of LA doing two different completely events. And we both got cut off from the bartenders.
I got cut off. I think you told me I got cut off from the bar, Trish, and I said I got cut off from the bar too.
Like two
completely
totally different places.
I think you were at a Broadway event or something. Yes,
I was, and then I'd gone to out.
I was at Bel Air Hotel. I promise I don't just go to these hotels like all the time.
Yes, you do.
I typically don't have that dog in me.
You had something to celebrate.
Had once again something to celebrate. I think I celebrate life.
Every day is a celebration.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to you.
Cheers to you.
You're drinking. You were loving Waterloo lately.
I am lately.
Are you buying the Waterloo, or have those been supplied to you?
Buying, but I would love if they wanted to supply me some.
We love that.
I typically just do still water. I've really gotten into sparkling. I've really gotten into sparkling.
You're gonna start ordering it at tables, aren't you?
No, I don't think so. I do not think so.
I don't think so.
But just kind of as a little pick me up, in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
I like to have a Waterloo or a Poppy or something.
Yeah.
I really hope that helps.
I forgot
my week?
Wait, what was I just saying at the begin?
I'll take what I can get.
I'll take what I can get. I really liked. Well, I'm in between. I'll take what I can get, and I really also we haven't said Town Hearse on here.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy. I feel like Town Hearse is something that y'all can take, but I think we can just do both. Okay, number one, Town Hearse. That is more so any type of ride share, party bus,
Uber,
taxi,
Lyft,
bicycle, electronics,
ride from a random person,
hitchhiking, anything you want it to be, and you kind of replace that terminology. It's not an Uber, it's a Town Hearse. It's not a Lyft, it's a Town Hearse. It's not a ride from a dear friend, it's a Town Hearse.
So it's our Town Hearse is pulling up.
Who's calling the Town Hearse?
Yeah.
Really like that one. Secondary one, I'll take what I can get. And I think a lot of the times we are just thrown wrenches left and right.
Do you want to say the background of what made you say it on Saturday?
You can. I mean, I was, and you can fill in the story. But I was, with Miles' straight friends, and
on the patio.
Sometimes I'm gonna be honest with you, I have a problem with I fall for pretty much everyone that gives me a lick of attention or even says hello, how are you, which is definitely something I'm working on actively. But I was just having fun with the boys.
The boys loved you though. They did love you.
I did. I had a great time with the boys. Me and the boys have camaraderie. I showed them my straight voice. They really liked that as well. Really shell shocked by that. I like seeing guys' reactions when I pull that out. Someone did say that voice that I do is gayer than my actual voice in the comments. So thank you so much for that.
If you didn't know it was coming out of your mouth and you just heard the audio, I think it would sound great. But anyway,
I do too. Yeah.
So,
I don't know how I was sitting.
Tristan was sitting on the ground with his back on the bench in the patio, and this guy behind him put his legs around Tristan's shoulders,
and he had his dogs out.
And
like
barefoot,
me in episode one. He had his dog. He was barefoot Contessa with his legs.
But Tristan was like, ooh, started putting his rubbing his legs down.
And and then so at that point I said I will take what I can get, just because dating in LA, and really everywhere I've lived.
Any location.
I'm dating where I live.
It's just LA, baby. It's just LA.
It's just LA.
It's just an LA thing.
Typically, it's only been since I moved here that I've had problems dating or anything like that. So it's been really cool. Doing that anyway. Take what you can get. And I think that's applicable in really many terms and many different times and locations.
I think you were saying it in terms of male attention, but
male attention,
we can
I'll take what I can get
in any situation at any given time.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, and I feel like you guys can take that and run with it.
I think so too, definitely.
Yeah. Well, I guess now we can kind of get into some questions. We got a shit ton.
We have a lot of questions. So,
do you want to? Should I get my phone too, or should we?
Yeah, I think let's ask each other questions and kind of run through some of them.
Okay.
We're definitely not gonna be able to do all of them, but I also did want to prank call because y'all are sending in those submissions like crazy.
Literally like crazy.
Like not that y'all care DMs, my personal DMs, our emails.
Emails.
If I haven't responded, I'm so sorry. I'm reading them all, but it's also I can only pick and choose a couple per week.
Right.
Per enrollment. So anyway, we're gonna try to do that again at the end. And didn't y'all love the graphic of me and Trish when he Before the vaping freeze?
Before the vaping freeze. I know. I just want to apologize. That was made, utterly before the vaping freeze. And I was not going to say this, but, someone commented, I did have a little bit of a slip up this past weekend with a smidgen of, I had an espresso martini and then So, it's important that success is not linear. Told Channing I wasn't going to talk about it, but I'm going to be honest with my family.
Did your mom talk to you about not vaping? Did she acknowledge
I texted her.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And it's not linear, so we're working on it and we're working through it. But first step is starting. So
yeah, and you're cutting back, and that's what matters.
Just wanted to get that out there
really quick.
But yeah, the graphic was made,
by our friend Maddie Jarman with the help of AI. And so anyway, I thought it was funny because it was our exact outfits from that photo shoot.
I did too.
All right, are you want me to ask the first one, or you got it?
I think I want you to.
Okay, so we've talked about this, I guess, just like I did a Q&A video on my vlogs, and I feel like we've talked about it kind of casually, like maybe on like Instagram Live or something here and there.
Yeah. We have some more audience.
Yeah, and we haven't said it formally on here, so
no.
we Elena G wants to know.
Hi, Elena.
I know y'all met in college, but what's the story? Lacey C responded and said they screwed.
There's truth to that.
There's a little bit of truth serum in every drop of what. But I'm going to let Trish give the formal story on here, and then we can move on.
Even though we talk about it a good bit in various scenarios and situations when people ask us, I never get tired of telling it. Just drop my phone. I feel terrible. So Channing and I originally are from Montgomery, Alabama. Shout out Montgomery. Oh my God. Could you imagine?
Capital of dreams.
Los Angeles of the South. And we met actually one of the first weeks of college. We were going to a date party with like 3 different sororities. I was going with someone else that was in a different sorority, but we were all doing a joint pregame. At the time, I don't think Channing was indulging in any sort of liquor or
mixed
seltzers, mixed mocktails, mixed media and masks, mixed medias. And so I actually was, believe it or not, doing mocktails with some infusions and inclusions. And so I had some liquid courage. And I was, I saw her from across the room, when you were tanning Channing.
Yes, very
tanning
Channing. Very tan prime, tanning Channing.
I did see someone ask, is this your natural tan? And I think this is your natural tan. Yeah.
I used to push it way past this. This is like I would laid out in, Palm Springs for a couple days.
We were doing desert. So I had walked up to Channing and I said, hey, are you really not going to say hey to me? Because I was getting like genuinely a little bit like pissed, like, hello, I think we know each other. And, then from there, we just kind of, started going to the library and studying together. We would do the 3rd floor of the library, which was the social floor of the library. I think a lot of schools are done like that as well, but that's what we
socialization, like all the sorority and fraternity kind of people were up on that
which
one.
Is so me.
So you.
Yes, so me.
Mean, yeah. So Tristan, I guess we saw each other from across the room. You were like the heart eye emoticon.
I know you did not want to speak with me.
You were like, oh my.
Oh wait, that
God.
really wasn't the first time. I forgot about the first time. The first time we had made eye contact with her was close to move-in day, and Channing had seen me from across the little the quad area, and she had said to her mom, "We need to get in the car and like hurry because that's that Tristan kid from Montgomery. I do not want to speak with him."
And my response to that always is, okay, sometimes you're in the mood to socialize, sometimes you're not. For me, typically, I know on all of, social media, I am very like talkative, very friendly. I'm sometimes in the mindset where I just need to be by myself. That was a move-in day. So it's just me and my mom like trying to be productive, like doing like loads across the quad, like carrying loads across the quad and like sprinting around. Like it was hectic. We were stressed out. The last thing I wanted to do was have to do small talk with somebody that I didn't like exactly know.
And don't care for.
I didn't say that. I just didn't know you yet. Okay. So I have to be in the mood to socialize, and I wasn't that day. And I think that's understandable. But, looking back now, it's fine. So that happened. Then we saw each other at the date party, psychedelic.
So then I was friggin' pissed. And that's when I guess, almost strike. That was strike 2. And so I had to, run up to her.
Yeah, so then we saw each other at the library. He sat down next to us, and you were just like, hey, anybody got a laptop charger or something like that? And then Tristan started a group me for me and some of our friends. I can't even imagine how many group me's you were in at the time.
I loved group me. One thing about me, I love starting group chats and naming the group chat. So
you're very good at that.
I think it's kind of started like, I guess, in college.
Yeah,
when I
it
was
definitely did. With GroupMe, though, that app.
We're doing GroupMe then.
We were doing GroupMe way back then.
You know, and the rest is history. Then we started just going to the library more and hanging out more, you know, going to date parties together. Yep. I had at one point had a crush on one of Channing's sorority sisters.
Yeah.
And I think that's when we really like start to, I feel like that's when our personalities really started. You were like, you really have a crush on her? You really, Tristan.
Yeah. You did, didn't you?
I did. At the time I did. I was completely straight.
We were sophomores in college at that point. I think just as time went on, we realized that we were very similar personalities. And then I also think some of our humor has evolved together.
I do too. It's definitely
developed very, very similarly.
So I thought it was great.
It felt great.
And that's when, you know, we kind of went from there. I mean, okay. Mic stand's falling over it.
Tighten it.
I'm trying to tighten it.
All right. So that's kind of the origin story of us, our love story.
And we'll continue to kind of get over and through. Maybe we might share some more, you know, specific stories. Episode 12. We will, you know, share some.
You want to show everybody what your background is?
Oh yeah, this is Tim from this weekend, and I love him. I did it, you know, when Kat was right next to me yesterday, and I just think it's a really cute photo of me and my boyfriend. So me and my boo thing. Kat was able to take this photo of us, and it's just, you know.
Are you in his lap or on the arm of the chair?
I'm in his lap.
Okay.
I'm in his lap. Not to be confused with the other man from the bench.
Yes.
Yes. So, eventful day for Trish, wasn't it?
Agreed. Did you screw any of them?
Yep. So, we had some questions. I don't remember exactly who asked this one because I was just at work today and it kind of popped up on my iPhone.
Okay.
But they were talking about any Bravo like hot takes, any shows you watch, what you kind of like. And most of my knowledge comes from her on the Bravo world, if not that, kind of through memes, podcasts, people who I, you know, find interest in online, etc.
Recap, etc.
So what do you watch? Tell us a little bit more about it.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for asking and reaching
out. Not a problem.
I really do appreciate that.
And thank you for whoever asked that as well also.
I have watched Bravo since about 4th grade. I started out with Real Housewives of New York, but now I watch pretty much all the Housewives. We're doing Southern Charm, Summer House, Below Deck. Tonight, I just started watching the new one called like Love Hotel or something like that, where they're trying to set up some of the single divorced housewives, which is funny. So I know you want to talk about Summer House a little bit. That is on air right now.
I know. I need to start watching.
I really, really like it. It's really good. I am a big fan of Paige D.
So I don't know the background of all that, but I do think that I could. Like, do you think if I started with this seat, like, do I need to? I don't really want to start from like the very beginning. What would be a good season for me to start?
I just feel like, I mean, you need to start from when like most of this current cast started on it.
Right.
But that was a while back. I mean, you could just start with this season, or maybe Tristan likes West W.
I like West W.
So last season was, I think, when he first came on, him and Jesse.
Okay.
So you could
I know there's some drama with him in general. I don't know exactly what the drama is. I've just been, you know, infatuated by him, and you know, I've asked Connor W to set me up with him. He's just ignored the messages, and I know
completely random.
Even as a friend, I want to hang out. You know, maybe grab a beer.
I saw he was in LA today.
There's no way.
I'm not kidding.
I'm going out.
Well, why don't you DM him?
I really will.
You should.
He did
him.
repost us, so that's good.
It's also funny that Tristan has a crush on West because that's your like lookalike. So I find that interesting.
Okay.
So
well, you know, I feel horrible. I don't know the history. I guess I need to watch. So I mean, you know, if Wes, if this somehow gets to him, I love you.
He started out as like very much a fan favorite last year, and then kind of went downhill with his treatment of some of the women, specifically Sierra.
Hate that.
Yeah, I mean, and now I think some of the fame has just kind of gotten to his head, and he's getting kind of too cloudy. But
Wes. All right, well, Wes, you know, we can talk, and we'll get you set on the right path.
They can do a one-on-one.
We'll do a one-on-one, and he might need some of just like my energy to him on how to behave and what to speak
and people will probably get y'all confused in public if
they
y'all
might
two
get
work
us
together.
Confused too. I know.
Especially at Coachella when you were in that camo shirt and everything. Everyone was saying you looked just like him. But yeah, we reenacted a video of West and Lisa Barlow, and they both reposted it. So I guess that's our Bravo lookalike.
That was our first
love.
Yeah, which obsessed with that. Oh, when you brought up Real Housewives of New York, that reminded me when I gave Kelly Ben Simone a tour at Auburn.
Yeah.
I was a student recruiter at Auburn, and I didn't, just because I wasn't really a big fan, I like didn't know who it was, but I did realize like she had a huge personality, and I was like, oh Jesus H.
She's an odd one.
Yeah, so like she was screaming a lot like throughout the entire tour, but like being funny, and I was like also just having a fun time because I love when people would have interacted with me on those tours.
Right.
And I also love sometimes I get to see Channing and our friends while I'm giving a tour. And walking backwards,
mode, yeah.
sweating, like literally, I looked like a sweating pumpkin.
No, you did not.
I did in that orange t-shirt, in the orange polo shirt. I looked like sweating.
I thought y'all wore those like rugby stripes.
Well, we could sometimes. That was more reserved for the winter year.
Okay.
Winter
season.
That was really fun. That was crazy.
Love.
They both sent me handwritten notes, and I think I still have them.
Wonder where.
I know. Well, I'll try to find that.
I would say my favorite housewives. Always, I have liked Kyle Richards up until like the past couple seasons. She's just been annoying everyone just with the like,
damn,
are you a lesbian?
Are you a lesbian?
Candy, are you a lesbian? We love that from Atlanta. Who said that?
We love that.
We love Joggers, She by Sheree, September, Spring, Summer.
That I think really when
hooked you in.
Yeah, when some of my former roommates would bring people home, I'm not gonna name names. I would kind of make them watch Joggers, She by Sheree. I can't tell you. I'll tell you on the thing. I think you could probably guess. Don't say it.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking Atlanta.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was actually when I lived in Atlanta as well. I mean, now I lived with 3 people in Atlanta. But yeah, I mean, it was.
What happened to She by Sheree?
Joggers.
Excuse me?
Said I'm doing joggers. It's more lifestyle.
Talking about your clothing line.
I know. I said I'm doing joggers.
Wasn't clear.
You weren't clear.
Tristan said that to a random old man when we were in Mexico last year.
I sure did. Wait, and I think I said it also at we were at one of those weird bars like by the Roxy. That really scary dark one. Rainbow Room. Yeah, it's fun, but it's like very oddly like positioned.
It's pitch black dark in there.
Pitch black dark, and there's normally like rock bands, which is randomly not like what we typically go for. But you know, we always make some friends and we find make some memories.
Definitely. Okay, so that's a good kind of Bravo recap.
Yeah.
You should DM Wes tonight.
I think
don't
I'm
know
going
how long
to. I had no clue he was here.
I just saw he posted it a little while ago.
This is horrible that I haven't known.
You need to go out tonight.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
I want you to go out every night this week.
I want you drinking as much as you possibly can.
Butt chugging this week.
Okay.
Okay. Oscar said,
hello to Oscar.
Friend group dynamics. Who met first and who in the group has slept with who?
Who's screwing who?
Yeah.
I think obviously goes without saying.
There are a couple people in our friend group that have screwed.
We will let y'all kind of guess of who, you know, it's not our business to fully share, but like we will say some people in the group have screwed.
Other than us.
And I know that's shocking. Is it us? Is it other people? You know, I don't think that we are privy to tell y'all that right now.
No, we're not going to say who, but
there has been commingling. And I think that's really like reality TV-esque of us.
For
like,
sure.
If we did have a show, of course, it would come alive and the truth would come out.
I think so too.
And, you know, we can't say fully who has done what, but we will kind of let y'all piece that together.
I agree.
And I think, you know, what you're thinking is true.
You do? What do you think they're thinking?
You know.
Very cool.
Friend group dynamic. I guess like, you know, when I first, I guess I kind of started off, Patricia lived here in LA. I kept coming out to visit her. We ended up, you know, I stayed out here for like weeks at a time. Then we moved in together when I moved here. I started meeting kind of everybody, Halloween Horror Nights and at Barney's, which is like where I used to live, like in that neighborhood. And, you know, we just kind of kept, you know, originally I feel like I was just, you know, kind of saying random shit over and over and over again. So they didn't have an option to kind of get rid of me.
Right,
so,
right. You stuck around?
I stuck around, and, you know, I'm very thankful because we've met the best friends in the world. I think we started off, I met Alexa, Patrick, Corny, obviously Matt we had known before then because he dated Patricia, Brooke.
Infiltrated from there.
Yeah, and it kind of kaleidoscope. I think the first night I had gone out with them, I was scared because I had to go and show up alone.
Right.
Because Patricia was out of town, so I kind of just like really put myself out there, and I said, you know what? I got to just go and do it. And then I'm sure my ass started a group chat because I was like, well,
exactly.
I actually do need to be friends with everybody.
Exactly. So. Yeah. I think that's how the original kind of group met. I visited and like met most of that group and then moved out here and kind of also had to just jump right into that friend group. Yep. With no choices from anyone else.
From the first time she came and visited, I feel like we knew, it's going to be imminent, when she's going to have to make the full jump on over to LA. So, and
then Kat and Brooke knew each other from like the early TikTok, their early TikTok days, and they both lived kind of on the East Coast. And then Kat made that move as well. And then
thank God everybody really came together.
I agree. Her and Brett were like pretty good friends. So then he kind of like swan dived in as well.
Can I tell you something?
Sure.
I'm so hungry. I could eat Todd Vickers.
Stop. Really? That's fine.
I agree.
You should.
Agree.
You definitely should.
Totally agree.
Craving Todd Vickers.
I am too.
You should eat him.
Great.
I don't care.
I will.
Very cool.
I'm hungry.
Okay.
Yay.
Todd Vickers is like, God. That was a prank call thing we did many moons ago. We actually prank called you with that name.
I mean, that just randomly popped in my head when we were talking about like reminiscing and such. So
this is Todd Vickers.
This is Todd Vickers. We really could do that on here as well.
Someone was asking for prank call tips and like how we started the car totaling prank call.
Yeah.
And I will say with that, what?
Oh no, I was just thinking when it was that the first time. Was that at Connor's house?
Yeah, but do you know where I got that from?
No.
So used to back in the day, I've always loved prank calling since literally like middle school.
Right.
I'm like hitting my chin on this, and I don't know if that makes a lot of noise. So if so sorry. Anyway,
we're getting used to it.
I've
had to adjust it like 90 times, so y'all already know it's growing pains.
Yeah, it's part of it. It's growing pains. Anyway, when I was in middle school, I discovered this app called Prank Dial, and it
remember Prank Dial.
These like pre-recorded prompts of like a robot kind of. It didn't sound like a robot, but it was just like a recording, and you could like dial in the number that you wanted to call, and you could also type in the number that it was calling from. So I would like put in who we wanted to call. Another one of our friends like pretend like it was calling from them.
Oh my God, I forgot that.
So they would answer because it would say like Tristan's calling, like, oh hey, and then it's like this random voice being like recorded this whole long thing like, hey, my favorite one was, hey, you hit my car. Da 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 da. It was like that. Like you left a note on my car. That's where I got that from. And like I loved it because then it would send you a recording back after they hung up of how the other person reacted. So they'd be like, wait, what? Who is this? That's where I got it from. When we do it ourselves, we can obviously DIY it a little bit more.
I like that because you can really like, it doesn't have to be pre-recorded. You can kind of really get into it and customization it to that specific and said person.
And like their location, etc. But that is where I got that info from.
So good.
So I would recommend that for any prank calling tips.
If there was a question about prank calling tips. So start there.
Always start there.
If you're not comfortable kind of doing it full out and full through, that's okay.
Maybe Prank Dial is still a thing. I don't know. Try that.
I'm sure it's gotten like AI. Like AI is probably in it now, so you can probably really customize it and maybe get some buttons to really activate it.
Another thing you could do if you're kind of too scared to talk or if you think you're going to start laughing, that I also did in like 9th grade probably. So if you go into Google Translate and you type in what you want to say, and then it'll go the other language and you can click play it out loud. Yeah. I would just do English to English.
Okay.
So then it would just read out what you were saying, but in like a robot voice.
Oh, perfect.
So we did this thing where it was like, we're calling from Tutwiler Prison.
Hell yeah.
Like a prison in Alabama. And it was toll-free
prison
call.
in Alabama.
From Tutwiler Women's Prison.
Okay.
And we were calling like people's parents with that.
No, we did that.
I don't
Things
really
we did
know.
that.
Yeah, we did that. We did do that. So I don't know why, but I've really always enjoyed it. So I'm happy we have a platform to do it, more publicly now. So
and I'm happy that y'all really enjoy it as well.
Me too.
This is more of a funny question, which we actually did during Brooke and Connor's live show, but I really wanted to actually hear your thoughts about it. I was thinking that.
Yeah.
Strategy for the Hunger Games. What is your first move? Like, I'm assuming most of y'all have seen the Hunger Games. Right when those games kind of start, it's like a 10, 9, 8, 7 countdown. And then you can either run into the middle of the cornucopia and grab all your belongings and items and such. And then you can also kind of run away and hide. Mm-hmm. Also follow along. So what would you do? And then also maybe you get 3 marquee items to bring into that stadium. Mm-hmm. What are you bringing in and why?
Okay, when you run into the middle, because I haven't seen it in a while, is there weapons in there, or is it just like
there
food?
are weapons. There's food as well. But you could also bring a snack pack.
Yeah. I mean, I would want to say that I would go to the middle, but I think I would just like freeze and like be doing like fight or flight, and I'm doing
Not going to the middle.
I'm not doing the middle. I think
y'all do the middle, and I'll see y'all in a bit.
I feel like I would like try to like throw you out there to like go get.
I know exactly. Tristan, go. Oh my God, a great story about Channing doing this to me. Exactly.
In college,
we were at Ole Miss for a football game because we always did like the away games, and every year that was during Halloween, so we dress up. It was, I don't know, we were always on just a different total level when we would go there. We were pre-gaming and having fun, listening to Sweet But Psycho. And I remember Channing doing the spin. She had a nice fringe on her jacket. Channing actually had caught on fire.
I leaned over a candle with this fringe coming off a denim jacket.
The candelabra had actually lit her fringe on fire. Mm-hmm. And then she started screaming at me to take it out or to put it out. And so I had to use my hands actually to put it out.
Clapped it
and then
out.
She's still screaming, get it off, stop the fire, stop. Okay. So actually, yeah, that is what you would do during the Hunger Games.
Like, Tristan, fix it. Like, Tristan, like, it's not your fault at all, but I am going to need you to fix it.
But it is your fault.
I need you to handle it.
It's your problem.
Yeah, so I would just have you go out and get everything you could get. And I am going to be
I'm going to meet you.
I'm going to find a safe space.
I'm going to meet you in a bit.
I'm going to find a safe space for me right now.
I do think you would do that. I mean, I would probably have to go get all the fucking shit in the...
Would you do it, though?
You would make me, or you'd be so mad at me if I did it, and then you like wouldn't talk to me. I know you wouldn't talk to me if I didn't go get it. So yeah, I'd probably fucking have to. So I'd go grab all the stuff. I'm sure someone would shoot me dead in a second.
I mean, you're so brave. I can't help it.
I'd probably have a battle wound. You're like, what's wrong?
That's okay. That's me.
I can maybe items I'd bring. I always said I'd bring like a water bottle in because you could also it could double as a weapon as well.
Would you be able to refill it though?
I think so. If you found one of those, if you put the little things in the trees and you got the water out, you could do that.
That's smart.
The old me would have done a vape.
Mm-hmm.
Goes without saying.
Mm-hmm. Knew you would never.
Knew me would never.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, and can't really think of anything else. I'd like a mandatory item. I'd probably bring in maybe a weighted blanket if it gets a little bit too cold.
Yeah, I would maybe do like a sound machine.
Sound noise machine.
Eye mask.
You would need and your heart pillow.
And my heart pillow.
That's Channing's key items. Those are
my marquee items.
Her actual marquee items are a heart pillow from CVS or
I
Target
got for Valentine's Day a few years ago.
About 10 to 9 years ago.
Yeah.
And the brown noise sound machine, which our old one recently broke.
Yep.
New one is not as good.
Yeah, but I just have to have it.
If anybody has a good one,
recommendations, please let me know. I had a really good one. I've had it for like 5 or 6 years. The wires got crossed.
The noise that it made was so good. But everywhere we went, I always knew like she would have a brown noise machine, so we were all good.
Yeah.
And
I travel with it.
The eye mask.
Yeah.
You're not sleeping if you don't have any of those things.
No, I agree. And my sister's always like, just do the app on your phone. I'm like, okay. Well, like, that's
not
the same. Also, if I'm watching TikTok, like, I want the sound still
I would like
going. Right.
Yes.
And, like, that cuts off the brown noise on my phone.
I agree.
So, and plus, what if I don't have a charger? Then my phone would die.
Totally
anyway,
agree.
Those are my
marquee items. I'm so glad we can talk with our hands now.
I know. Exactly.
This is so great.
What about top 5 Southern fast food joints from Girl Scout Cookie?
I mean, my fat ass loves Raising Cane's.
Yeah.
My fat ass loves Chick-fil-A.
Well, that's here, Raising Cane.
Well, it's also in Alabama too, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Milo's.
Okay.
I love Zaxby's. Zaxby's
is a good Southern one.
That's my favorite.
That's a really good one.
Mama Goldberg's.
Yeah.
I feel like only a select amount of people would know that are watching this. But
yeah,
if you live in Alabama, I know we do have some Alabama listeners.
Yay! They have really good sandwiches and good chips.
And if you're ever there for like an event or anything,
try it.
Nachos.
The nachos, yes. Doritos with this like, what do you call that?
Pepper jack cheese.
Pepper jack cheese on top of it. It's really good. We also have DIY'd that, and it's good. We should do that soon.
Plated nachos.
Plated nachos.
It's another item and word for y'all. Plated nachos and any sort of plated food.
Yes. One time Tristan did try to remake the nachos, and me and Megan were sitting in the living room, and he was like, "They're ready," and we were like, "We need you to bring it out to us plated."
If you want to then plated
nachos.
Plated nachos with a side of Christmas fettuccine.
I totally agree. I also like Bojangles. You ever had that?
I have had Bojangles. I don't care for it.
Really?
I don't care for it.
I like their chicken biscuit.
I don't care for it. I don't care for
you
the
had
chicken
the
biscuits.
biscuit?
Yeah.
Wow.
Care for it.
My other like number one favorite Southern thing, it's not really fast food, but they do have food, is obviously going to have to be Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's is, yeah. That's great. I haven't had a lot of their food items, but I know it's near and dear to your heart, but I haven't, gone for it yet. Would you ever consider moving out of Los Angeles?
Okay. Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Okay.
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 Tell everybody.
Okay. I mean, I would, yeah. I don't know if I would be able to like raise a family here just because it's so expensive. Right. Obviously, like we're loaded, so that's not a problem for me.
Completely fucking loaded.
I'm only working like 3 jobs just because I want to.
We just work 90 jobs.
Right. Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah. I mean, if I could like afford it, yeah. But I also like all my family obviously still lives in the South, so that's kind of hard and would be hard to like raise a family over here that far. So, I mean, I would move somewhere else. I just don't know where because I probably wouldn't move back to Birmingham.
I wish they would all move here.
Right.
Because I think they really would enjoy it.
Maybe even like
San Diego?
San Diego, yeah. Like something like not quite as chaotic or just like, I don't know.
Because that would be so easy. That'd be like, because when we were at college, like home was 45 minutes away and you could just get on that little highway and drive on home.
Right.
Which was really great, especially like on a, weekend if you need to go do, quick trip, laundry.
Yeah.
Home cooked meal. That was really great. But yeah, I mean, I would probably, I don't see myself moving out for, God knows how long.
Right. But you don't think you're going to be here forever either?
Yeah, probably forever.
You think you'll be in LA forever?
Not LA.
But
I really think like San Diego.
Yeah, I think San Diego would be a good spot.
Or like some sort of beachy, like Laguna could be really pretty.
Yeah, when we're ready to kind of slow
when
down.
When we're ready to buy. So we've been looking at many properties, to move
because we already
together.
have 6 or 7 each properties all over.
We really need to, we have so many houses. I'm ready for us to kind of like, we need to like, get rid of some of them.
I know. We need to narrow it down a little bit and just get one like mech mansion.
Yeah, let's just get a compound.
Mansion. Let's get a compound.
I'm ready for a compound.
Yeah.
I think that could be best for us. I know you are.
Let's do that, and then we can move both of our families in together.
I agree. I think they would really enjoy that. They would either do that or they would just really, really not like it.
It would have to be really big so everybody has their own space.
Yeah, because we would need a separate wing when we like wanting to have wine nights or want to go out because we want to play music, and they're just going to get like so mad at us.
We'll have to talk about it.
I really like this question. Have y'all ever been into the same gentleman? Unfortunately, 100% of the time, probably yes.
We have similar types.
Very, very similar type, like more of a tanned skin.
Tall, dark, and handsome.
Tall, dark, and handsome. And, there's been some times where we've had some confusion betwixt us. I think this kind of also flows into, like, have we ever fought?
Yeah.
I think it's just a lot of, like, miscommunications.
We bicker a lot. Obviously, y'all have seen that on here randomly.
We'll start the episode with an apology.
Yes. I mean, we just have different kinds of thoughts in terms of preparation.
And it sometimes doesn't really, like, come across if we've like been drinking a little bit more.
Yeah.
But typically, like, I mean, one thing about us, we're able to kind of resolve any
we'll definitely
sort
talk
of
it out
issues.
as soon as we can. Yeah.
It's gonna be tough for a second,
but we're gonna get through it. We sure will.
But yeah, we've definitely experienced that.
We've been into a couple of the same gentlemen, and I'm talking about that one day.
I know.
Okay.
One time on the west side in Santa Monica. We know what we'll say.
We were at. What can I say? We were at Waterfront.
Yeah, we were at Waterfront, and then we went to like the Brig and all these other.
We were at Waterfront. It was St. Patrick's Day ish last year, and there was only about 4 or 5 of us there. And Tristan was buying these margarita towers that are literally this big.
Yes. Well, Katie was in town, so I wanted to treat her.
Town, yes. Yeah. So there was just a few of us, like chugging margarita towers. Yeah. If that helps, kind of set.
It was a gorgeous day.
Yeah, it was finally getting warm out
on the beach.
Beachside.
So, and then tensions were high. We were both getting signals, I think, of interest. And sometimes it's especially in Los Angeles, it's very, very hard to tell which kind of team they play for and do they play for both.
Both, yeah.
Play for 4, stay for 4.
Complete 4.
And so we had not a friggin' clue.
I didn't know that you were getting signals from him.
I didn't know that she was getting signals from him. So
we weren't communicating that. We weren't communicating much at all.
he was playing us like a damn violin.
Fiddle violin emoticon.
And so, it just I think
Okay, I didn't know that y'all were getting signals. We were walking from Waterfront to the Brig, and do you want to say what you saw?
I think, did I see him either kiss you or hold your hand?
In an alleyway.
Imagine the heartbreak that my best friend has betrayed me like this. And I didn't even know that any of it was happening.
I didn't know that any of that was happening.
So
okay?
I just thought that I was, like, I'm so cute. Like,
I'm in love.
Someone likes me. And completely friggin' betrayed me. And then we got into it.
We got into it at the brig, raised voices, etc.
I think we were fine by Roosterfish, maybe, or was it the next day?
It was the next day. I had to go home because you were really upset.
I was upset, and I think at the end of the day, I feel like we did talk about it. Like we can't let these
anybody
boys get between us
at any point.
We have to recognize that we are going to have the same type. On a majority of people, there's some people that I like that you don't, vice versa.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that's just how the cookie crumbles.
I totally agree. But yeah, I'm glad we worked through it. And again, we've
never worked on the remix.
We've never talked to that guy again. So it's just like
I have.
Okay.
Have you?
No, I really haven't.
I'm kidding.
Nice.
I think he's dating someone now.
Oh, cool. I'm sure he is.
I'm sure he is. Like
is
engaged.
It a girl or a boy?
Is a girl. I promise. I felt it.
Okay.
So yeah, we do bicker, but we make up.
Exactly. We're gonna do one prank call today. Tristan doesn't want to.
I just think the episode's been long, but we can do one prank call.
I just think we've gotten so many. A lot of people.
Yes, I agree. So welcome on in to the prank call session.
I want to read it, and I want you to talk to him first, and then you can pass it over to me. Okay. So this is from Anna Brown, 13. Hey.
She's 13?
Anna Brown 13 is going to be that username.
Okay.
And she said, please prank call my fiance, Austin. At first I was like, no, because obviously they're maybe screwing or going to screw. But she was very sweet.
However,
I liked what she had to say.
Okay.
He is a plumber and does side jobs all the time for people. Tell him you got his number from me, Anna, and you were my coworker. He has seen some crazy things on side jobs, such as piled up shit in the toilet. Make up a crazy story and tell him you need him to come out to see you as soon as possible. We live in Minneapolis. Here is his number. P.S. I love the podcast, and she loves my vlogs. So I love you, honey, so much. So
I love you.
So yeah, we're gonna call your fiance. So.
Okay, I'm trying to think like what an insane situation. I mean, like really, like anything that's happened to either of us.
Right. I mean, it needs to be more dramatic than just like the toilet is clogged. Like.
Right. So Minneapolis, it's a little bit later. It's
not as late today.
Yeah, I know, but it is later. So like I can say like, hey, sorry, I know it's late, but this is like a complete and utter emergency.
Just say like my wife made her Christmas fettuccine recipe for dinner, and between me, 6 kids, and our dog, every toilet in the house is clogged, and we have soaked through all the puppy pee pads. Is there any way you can come out tonight and bring your whole staff?
Okay.
Do you see the number or do you need it?
Yeah, I got it. We like to call at least 6 to 9 times before they answer. And he's a friggin' plumber.
What time is it in Minneapolis? 10:45.
Give a damn.
I don't either.
Hey, man. Is this Austin? Hey, man. Anna gave me your number, dude. I am in a complete and utter emergency. Dude, my wife made her chicken fettuccine, her Christmas fettuccine. It's her mom's recipe. It's her grandma's recipe. Like, it's been passed in the family. I don't know what has happened. I do not know what has happened. We have gone through every single bathroom in the house is completely flooded through. I mean, we've used every single puppy pee pad that we possibly have. We need somebody. It's soaked all the way through. We need you out here like right now. I don't know what to do. I'm completely frigging out. Please and bring as many people as you can. I'm really not kidding, man. I don't even know what to say. I'm freaking out.
Austin.
Really, Anna? Your Austin is gonna do that to us?
I might need to break up.
He didn't even ask any follow-up questions.
Call him one more time.
Now you.
Okay.
Now you.
Okay. What do I say? The same thing?
Hey, you hung up on my husband.
He's not gonna answer again.
By the time we wrap this podcast, like the entire country is gonna have our numbers.
That's fine.
We need a burner phone.
Yeah, we definitely do, like a razor.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Austin.
Yeah.
I think you just talked to my husband.
It's not funny, dude. It's not funny. It's not funny. I know it's an emergency. You don't think I'd be calling if it wasn't an emergency? It is an emergency. It's an emergency, man. It's an emergency. It's an emergency. It is flooded. It was my wife's recipe. Her Christmas fettuccine.
Flooded to the floorboards.
Our whole entire house is flooded to the complete and utter floorboards. Our house is flooded, man. Our house is freaking flooded, and you're not gonna help me out for 2 seconds.
It's like an aquarium.
It's like an aquarium in here. I mean, seriously, you can see sharks and minnows. You can see sharks and friggin' minnows.
What time can you get out here?
What time can you get here? What time can you get here? Hey.
You're safe.
You're safe. I'm not safe. I'm not safe. You are safe. I am not safe. Well, after you get here, I don't think you're going to be safe. Bring all the gloves and puppy pee pads that you possibly can find at the nearest Petco.
It's like Noah's Ark in here.
It's like Noah's friggin' Ark in here. It's like Noah's friggin' Ark.
On steroids.
Please, what time can you get here? Please hurry. Hi, Anna.
Why didn't he believe us? Anna, why didn't he believe us? That's random.
Anna, you're completely friggin' muted.
Okay.
Call failed.
Anna,
the call failed.
the call freaking failed. Your service is shot.
I know.
You have Wi-Fi or not?
Or not really.
You're screwing?
No.
I strongly doubt that because you can't get out here right now.
Highly doubt that.
Well, we love y'all.
We appreciate this submission.
We do appreciate it. Y'all, Anna's service is shot, but we love her.
We love you, Anna.
We love you. I'll text you. Your service is shot, baby, but we love you to death. Noah's friggin' Ark.
It's like Noah's Ark on steroids in here. Well, we tried, y'all. We tried. And we're going to keep trying, I guess.
We're going to keep trying.
I would say the submissions are getting more and more creative, which I like.
Yes, I love all the new ones. You know, everyone was wanting to do the total cars, but I think this is really what we need.
Yeah.
Maybe next time we'll start off with the prank calls, I think, because so it'll be earlier.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Or we'll try to film maybe like during the day at one point, but
I don't think we ever will do that.
I don't either.
We're too busy and too drained, but anything else you want to say for episode 5? Thank y'all for coming for 5 episodes straight, you know.
Oh, hell. You know what I forgot?
Tell me.
Cop 2.
I thought about that, but since we were already doing the Q&A today, I think let's maybe do Cop 2 for episode 6. I'll do a Cop 2 box or another thing on
Okay.
a lot of problems right now. For episode 6, maybe we'll do Cop 2.
Yeah, we'll do Cop 2 episode 6.
So remember, Cop 2 was like confessions that you want to make anonymously, publicly.
Yeah. Maybe, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go through on the Instagram. We'll answer some maybe on Sunday. And then on next Wednesday, we'll go through and kind of give you all advice on things that you maybe have copped to, things you're going through.
How to cop to it.
Yeah, how to, if you need advice on how to cop to something.
Yeah, it's like really an advice column because we're so wise.
So wise beyond our years.
I totally agree.
I think that goes without saying.
Thank y'all for
thanks
watching.
For listening
and listening.
Make sure to like, comment, subscribe.
We hit 3K subscribers. I don't know.
Hell yeah.
I think that happened within the past week, which is exciting.
Yep.
Yeah. And let's keep those numbers completely exploding out and
keep
through.
that climbing. Keep it climbing.
I want to hit at least 400K before episode 12.
I do too.
Just to kind of make it worth our while.
Send this to a friend who you might think, I don't know, could listen to our very, very fat asses talk.
Speak into these mics.
With our stands.
With the stands. And again, we're going to kind of watch the set grow as we go with us and everything like that.
Oh, so I want to ask where the purses are from. Is it apartment?
Apartment 59, I think is what it's called.
Or 52, 59.
56.
56.
And then this is called Patience Brewster.
Patience Brewster?
I'm pretty sure. And also, sometimes I get a lot of ads for these alligators are on pillows too.
Yes.
Have you seen those?
Yep.
And I'm interested in having one of those in here if y'all want to send us some.
Yeah, we would like that. Cause
so if Patience is listening.
Patience is a virtue.
I completely know that.
Love y'all so much. Thank you again for listening and watching and learning with us.
Definitely. Episode 5 is in the books,
Here's
y'all.
to Noah's Ark. All I can say.
And what else do we say? An aquarium?
It's like a freaking aquarium with sharks and minnows.
All right. Well, thanks for the submission too. And thanks for, participating also.
Anna, you need to get a new phone because your service is shot. Or you need to move.
I don't know what to say. You need to get a new modem.
Your modem is shot.
A new modem, and we need to get a new commode. So
lots to do before next week.
Very busy.
Love y'all.
Bye.